Have you ever experienced this situation? Someone you deeply care about suddenly stops talking to you. Not just for an hour or a day, but maybe for days, weeks, or even longer. They don't yell, they don't argue, they just vanish emotionally, freezing you out with silence. This isn't just frustrating, it's emotionally brutal. But have you ever wondered why being ignored hurts more than words ever could? Today we're diving into the dark psychology of the silent treatment. We'll uncover why it feels so devastating, how manipulators use silence as a powerful weapon, and most importantly, exactly how you can handle it and protect yourself from this emotional tactic. So let's start by understanding what the silent treatment really is. At its core, the silent treatment is a form of emotional punishment and manipulation. It involves deliberately ignoring someone, withdrawing affection, attention, or even basic communication to assert control and dominance. Psychologists categorize this behavior under something called ostracism. And here's the surprising truth. Ostracism literally activates the same areas of your brain as physical pain. Your brain registers silence as actual tangible pain. It feels like a punch in the gut, only emotionally. Now, why does silence hit us so hard? Humans are social creatures. We're biologically wired for connection. Back in the days of early humans, isolation meant danger or even death. Your brain hasn't forgotten that. So when someone ignores you, your survival instincts kick in. You feel anxiety, rejection, shame, confusion. Your mind starts to spin, searching desperately for an explanation. You ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Am I worthless? Am I losing this relationship? And here's where things get darker. People who use the silent treatment know exactly what they're doing. Often they've learned that withholding attention is one of the quickest ways to make someone else feel insecure, desperate, or powerless. Silence becomes a tool, a weapon to shift power dynamics in their favor. Now let's dig deeper. What type of person typically uses the silent treatment? One common user is someone with narcissistic traits. Narcissists thrive on control and power. They weaponize silence to punish you for not meeting their expectations or simply to regain dominance after an argument. But narcissists aren't the only ones. Anyone who's emotionally immature or uncomfortable communicating their feelings openly might also resort to silence. But here's something you might not expect. Sometimes silent treatment isn't done maliciously. Some people genuinely don't know how to express anger or hurt constructively, so they shut down. They go silent not to punish you intentionally, but because they feel overwhelmed and unable to communicate clearly. Still, regardless of intent, the emotional impact remains the same: pain, confusion, and anxiety. So, how do you recognize if you're being emotionally manipulated by silence? First, notice the pattern. If someone consistently resorts to ignoring you after conflicts or disagreements, they're probably using silence as a weapon rather than as a healthy cooling-off period. Second, pay attention to timing. Silent treatment often comes immediately after you've voiced your feelings, set boundaries, or stood up for yourself. Manipulators use silence to punish you for expressing your needs. Third, assess your own emotions. If you feel constantly anxious, fearful, or guilty around this person, especially after conflicts, that's a huge red flag. Healthy relationships don't leave you walking on eggshells. Now, the most important part, how do you handle someone giving you the silent treatment? Step 1, don't beg or chase. It's natural to want to break the silence, but begging only feeds their power. Instead, calmly acknowledge their behavior. Say something like, I notice you're not speaking to me. When you're ready to talk, I'm here. Step 2, express your feelings clearly but once. Let them know how the silence makes you feel. Keep it simple and calm. Your silence hurts and makes me feel disconnected from you. Avoid getting overly emotional or pleading. Stay composed. Step 3, set firm boundaries. Make it clear that silent treatment is unacceptable in your relationship. Healthy relationships rely on open, honest communication, not emotional punishment. If someone repeatedly violates this boundary, you might need to reconsider their role in your life. Step 4, don't reinforce the behavior. If silence gets someone what they want, they'll use it again. Don't reward manipulative silence by giving in to demands or apologizing for things you haven't done. Step 5, focus on your emotional resilience. Prioritize self-care, talk to supportive friends or family, and strengthen other social connections. This ensures you're not overly dependent emotionally on someone who uses silence to control you. Finally, ask yourself honestly, is this relationship healthy for me? Repeated emotional manipulation through silence isn't normal or acceptable. If someone continuously uses this tactic, it's often a sign that the relationship isn't based on mutual respect or healthy emotional support.